Wilds is Zach Wilson's last supporter.
Say it with your chest.
Yeah. Who's to blame that Zach Wilson's the worst quarterback in the league?
The Jets organization.
It's not Zach Wilson.
He has a piece of the blame pie, certainly. But I have heard the reason that Zach Wilson is being benched is just because he's bad. I also heard that about Geno Smith, and he was in the MVP conversation. I also heard that about Tua, and he's in the playoffs. So all of a sudden, Zach Wilson just can't play. Okay, if he can't play, if he's lost the team, then why did he start? Why do you start him? You start him, you bench him. It's Mike White. No, it's not Mike White. We're going to Zach. No, we're not going to Zach. We're going to Streveler. No, we're not going to Streveler. We're going to Flacco. Who are they starting next week?
Well,
no one knows. There's no plan. They've torpedoed this poor guy's confidence. When he got pulled, and I'll throw you the ball. When he got pulled, they had 7 yards rushing. Yeah, he missed a few passes. They had 7 yards rushing.
But the reason why, so here's the thing, a number of things. One is
nuts.
They have a plan. The plan is to go to Mike White, but he got his ribs cracked, so he can't play. And so they decided if we're going to have to play Flacco or Zach Wilson, let's give Zach another shot against a mediocre defense in Jacksonville, a team that is carried by the Prince. Trumpeters, we don't need you at the moment. And they have Quinnen Williams.
They gave him a half in a drive.
No, they gave him 22 starts. They gave him 22 starts, Wilds, and I don't know if we have the full screen or not, but he's been the worst player in the league in those 22 starts. He's last in every major quarterbacking category. Last. He is the worst amongst how many guys? 36 guys that have been given at least 10 starts, and he's been given 22. And he hasn't brewed. The problem is there's not even a thing you can hold on to. So he wasn't great in college. He was okay in college, and then one great year, which was, if you remember, because of COVID, none of the big majors played BYU. They had to build their own schedule of nobodies. And they have a 27-year-old offensive lineman, so he has a perfect pocket the whole time, and he looked good that one year. In the pros, he has 3 games with a passer rating above 90. 0 with a rating above 102. He has 3 games where he threw for 300 yards. He's been awful. Okay. And the Jets brew Quinnen Williams and Sauce Gardner could be a poor man's Aaron Donald, Jalen Ramsey. And I only say poor man's because Aaron Donald's one of the greatest players ever. Garrett Wilson's awesome.
Yep.
Breece Hall, when he comes back, is good. Mekhi Becton, when he comes back, and Elijah Vera Tucker, they have the pieces to be good. You can't let the quarterback be a millstone around your neck for the organization.
That's the thing. The NFL today in general, but the Jets are in this position. It's win now. The days of the 5-year plans are kind of.
What's the plan? Like, what, they're going to win the Super Bowl? No. Then what's the point?
No, they as Nick said, they are built. They got great players. All right, around the quarterback.
Fine players.
You can't let him hold you back. I'm not ready to totally throw him out.
He is.
This summer, what I'm doing is I'm going out trying to find a legit quarterback, because Mike White is better than Zach right now. But what is Mike White?
Brew, what do you say to a full court press on Lamar? A full court press on Lamar.
I just don't think they could get him. I think Baltimore's going to franchise him. Right. And if they have to match, I think they probably match, because they know they're nothing without Lamar. He's their entire identity and system. So, sure, if they could get him. Jimmy G, the problem is, you guys know I like Jimmy G, but the problem is he's injured a lot. So I don't know that he's your guy. Can you get Derek Carr? Maybe you do that. If you can get Derek Carr,
you can win 12 games with that roster.
What about Geno?
I think Geno,
because Seattle's going to have a top pick.
Yeah, but I think he's going to stay in
Seattle. You don't think they'll go for one of those top quarterbacks?
I think they might, and I think he still stays. Wilds?
Yes.
Do you think that there is a universe that exists where Zach Wilson turns out to be a good NFL quarterback?
Yeah. Well, Justin Fields wasn't good until about 2 months ago. People were ready to write off Justin Fields. The prince who was promised, despite your confidence, you were basically on an island. He just got good in the last 7 games. No. Mac Jones was good, and he's gone the other way. The idea that they're playing musical chairs with his starting job and then sitting back there and saying, you know what? He doesn't play with any confidence.
Hold on a second. That's not the. They didn't do the Tua thing with him. He was the anointed starter, and then he got hurt to start this year, so he didn't play. As soon as he was healthy, they put him back in. And then when he was the worst quarterback in the league again and seemed to be unpopular, they're like, geez, I guess we'll go to Mike White. And the team instantly got better.
If you don't get a guy, though, what do you do? I think you got to bring him this summer.
No.
You work with him this offseason.
With the Jets.
And you enter training camp.
You
Mike
trade
White,
him for a fifth
Zach
round pick.
Wilson, you battle for the job.
No, they destroyed him, bro.
No, he destroyed himself.
But he's got to man up.
He's terrible.
It hasn't been great treatment of, but he's got to man up. Why it's the NFL?
Is he better than Brock
Not
Purdy?
right now.
No.
You know why? Because they designed stuff for Brock Purdy that it doesn't have to be super difficult.
But he's got to man
stuff
up
for a guy that can't
take
throw the ball
treatment.
is hard to do.
Hand it to Christian
McCaffrey. They brought in a dude from the XFL, and they instantly got better. They brought in Mike White, and they instantly got better. They brought in Joe Flacco earlier this year, and they instantly got better.
You saying cut him?
I'm saying I would trade him for a conditional 6.
I don't know if you can trade him.
Okay, then cut him. You get him out of the building. He's terrible.
I don't give up on him. I'm not saying he's the guy.
They've given up on him.
Or trade him for Mac Jones.
Also, surprise, Mike White didn't play the Patriots.
He's got to man up and earn the job.
Better.
At least
Put
that.
Mike White against the Patriots defense. Watch Judon. He's been all over the map on this one.
Eagles.
Okay.
All right. The Eagles. All right. And I'm saying it with base.
You did.
As you guys can see, I have no trust in the Cowboys. That's part of it. All right. I expect them to come out and play maybe their C game. C game? Yeah, I think I just have no faith in them. All right. And I think on top of that, the Eagles do present some problems for them. Obviously, they got the best pass rush in the league. If they can get to Dak, that's when he really struggles. He's had 6 of his 7 interceptions in the last 4 games came against pressure. So I think they can still do that. And then Minshew is as good as it gets for a backup quarterback. He's a fairly mobile and agile guy, so I think they can still run the ball. Obviously, they got a great run game with Miles Sanders. So I think they go in there and stun the Cowboys and ruin Jerry Jones' holiday.
Yeah, first of all, I'm a little disappointed I didn't get the trumpets when I walked in. That's first of all.
We love you, Coach, but you're not royalty.
A little bit bigger introduction by Wilds. I mean, there's trumpets, there's all kind of things going on. So, hey, Eric's here. Oh, yeah, by the way. I'm with you, Brew. I like the Eagles, and I like the Eagles for a couple reasons. I think that collectively they match up better, and it's statistically in all areas. And then the pressure's somewhat off them. Yeah. Dallas feels the pressure to win this game. Dallas is feeling the pressure of facing a backup quarterback. Everybody says that they should win, and I'm not sure how confident they are with themselves and how confident they are with dealing with this situation. So the Eagles going into this game with that mindset and a little bit more relaxed, I think, gives them an edge on top of the other things they have, and I do like Minshew as well.
Well, it's a couple things. First of all, the real headline there is Chris Broussard just said Gardner Minshew's better than Jimmy Garoppolo. Wow. That's the best backup quarterback in the league. Jimmy G's back and start the year, my friend. Okay, my bad. All right, so, but more importantly.
Just looking to take a shot at Jimmy G.
Just more importantly, the Cowboys have been the most overrated, over-discussed team of the last quarter century. And now I think it's swung too far in the other direction.
I love it.
I think they're underrated now. You say the Cowboys, I don't know what game they're going to bring. Brew, they don't have a single bad loss all year. They have games that during the game they were in position to win.
19-3 to Tampa, wasn't it? I know it was game 1.
No, I think given the fact that you're playing Tampa when they were far healthier than they are now, and Dak broke his thumb in the game, I'm not going to kill him for that. Their other losses are to Philly with their own backup quarterback, in overtime to the Packers, who you guys think could be dangerous, and to
but that's a bad
one of the hottest.
That's a bad
and
loss.
to the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Right. We only think they could be dangerous if they run the table the next 3 weeks.
So they lose in overtime to Aaron Rodgers on the road. I don't consider that an egregious loss, personally.
It's a bad loss.
Okay,
that Packers team, what did they lose?
I disagree with you that losing in Lambeau in overtime is a bad loss. And you lose to the Jags. So in the Jags
I know you think Houston's
they beat
because
Houston.
They play. I know, but it was not a good performance. I know you're saving face because Houston played Kansas City tough.
No,
so now you think they're frisky.
No, it's because my point is the Cowboys are 10-4. And their losses have come to, let me check, 3 teams that are going to make the playoffs and Aaron Rodgers on the road. And we act like they come out and once a month lay an egg. No, they don't. And so the real question with Dallas is Dak going to correct the interception problem? And if he does, they're as dangerous, Wildes, as any team in the NFC.